Hello my dear students, in this video we are going to study chapter number 9 called Constructors and Destructors. Let us have introduction. In the previous chapters we have already studied that how exactly variable can be initialized with the help of member functions. In some situations it is required to be initialized these data members automatically. So with the help of the special member function called constructors. So constructor is a special member function which is used to initialize data members of the class. Now let us study the rules for writing constructors. 1. A constructor always has the same name as that of the class name. Number 2. There is no return type for constructors, not even void. 3. A constructor should be declared in public section. 4. A constructor is invoked automatically when the objects are created. 5. It is not possible to refer to the address of the constructors. 6. The constructors make implicit calls to the operator new and delete when memory allocation is required. Declaration of constructor within the class definition. Here you can see the example, that is class test curly open brace. Under the private section we are going to declare two data members, that is int x comma y. Under public section we are going to write test and round braces. Here you can see the name of the function is same as that of the class name. Then curly open brace, here we are going to initialize some value to both of these two data members. So here x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Curly closing brace, and then again one more curly closing brace for terminating the class definition, and then put semicolon. Now let us study the types of constructors. There are three different types of constructor. The first one is default constructor, second one is parameterized constructor, and the third one is copy constructor. Let us continue with the first one, that is default constructor. What do you mean by default constructor? Default constructor is a constructor with no argument, or it is also called as zero argument constructor. Now let us study the characteristic features of default constructor. The first one is the default constructor is invoked whenever the object of the class is created. Second feature is all the objects of the class are initialized with the same value by the default constructor. And the third feature is the different values cannot be initialized to different objects of the class. Now let us take a programming example to show how exactly the default constructor works. For that I will take you to my laptop screen. Here you can clearly see that I have already written in a single line comment to show initialization of an object using default constructor, #include iostream.h, #include conio.h. Now let us define a class called test curly open brace, and here we are going to declare two data members, that is int a and b. Next we'll write public access specifier and write the name of the function as test. So here you can clearly see that the name of the function is same as that of the class name, that is test only. And one more important point to be noted is here this particular function is not returning any value back to the calling function, so not even void. So such a functions are called as constructors. Now let us write curly open brace, and here we are going to initialize both of these two data members with some value. So the purpose of defining the constructor is used to initialize the data members of the class. So here data member A is initialized with value 10 and B is initialized with value 20. Now we are going to define one more function called display in order to show the result. So I will display the value stored in A, that is 10, and I'm going to leave some space in between the output. So next I want to display the value stored in B. Now curly closing brace and put closing brace and put semicolon. So this indicates the termination point of a class definition. Now we are going to write void main curly open brace, and here we are going to create the object of this class called test. So we'll write test and t is the object. So next t dot we are going to access display, put semicolon, then we'll write get ch, put semicolon and curly closing brace. So here one more important point to be noted is we are accessing display function with the help of object, that is t dot display, and we are not calling test function with the help of t dot test. Why? Because as soon as the object of this particular class is created, the constructor will automatically get invoked. Now let us compile this particular program by pressing Alt F9. So here is the error. So we left out C, public is the keyword. Okay, again press Alt F9. Now it is success. Next you can press Ctrl F9 to run the program, and now you can see it is displaying the value stored in both A and B as 10 and 20. Now let us study the disadvantages of using default constructor. The first disadvantage is when many objects of the same class is created, all the objects are initialized to the same set of values by the default constructor. Second one is it is not possible for us to initialize different values to the different objects of the class by the default constructor. That's all in this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. We will see you in the next video.